Hey guys, this is Diaboro Disaster here, and I have with me. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Hi, I'm George.
Hi, George, and welcome to the channel, by the way. I'm doing an interview here, just a sort of a deck profile type video with um, my guy here. And how did you do and what event you played in and such?
Yeah, I played in three events in the past 2 weeks. Playing in the PPG tournament that happened 2 weeks ago, I landed first place with the Belfamon list. That was 8-0, and then over the weekend, I went to Gen Con, in-person event in Indianapolis. First day was best of three. I went 6-1, ending in 10th place. And day two was the best of one format, and I also went 6-1, ending in third place.
Wow, congratulations on that. Initially, we were just going to do an interview based on your PPG win, but now we got three credentials to add to that. So, once again, congratulations. That was all with Belfamon.
Yes.
Awesome. All right, well, let's go ahead and get right into that sick ass list.
Yeah, for sure. So to start, we play four Demimera. This card is a draw and discard deck. So Demimera is your best baby option.
Okay.
He is very strong if you have something that is deleted on your opponent's turn to trigger Astamon Inheritable, but it's also, of course, one of the best purple eggs to be able to go through your deck and see your pieces.
Yep. Do you mind turning your cards upside down for you?
Yeah,
So,
of course. Yeah.
perfect.
So yeah, for the Email.
I guess my only question is a lot of lists I see on this tend to play five digi eggs, and just wanted to see if you would want to do that, or if you just like the
Uh,
consistency on here.
yeah, I've never needed 5 DigiX. 4 has been enough because this deck is a aggro deck, so you wouldn't need the fifth egg because you're tending to just OTK your opponent by then.
Gotcha, gotcha.
So that's the eggs. For the rookies, we do play 4 of the Proto Gizmon. He is very strong, being able to choke your opponent at 1 if you go first. Uh, Having this also very strong to be able to have your hand count low because this always loses one card out of your hands. So that
Hmm.
way you can always trigger Rage Mode with having 6 or fewer cards in your hand, as well as drawing through your deck, and also being able to have these float into your level 4 and level 5 Gizmons are very strong. So we play 4 of the Proto Gizmon.
Yeah, card seems really snapped. Honestly, the whole line seems crazy.
Yeah, the entire Gizmon engine is very strong. For the next rookies, we do play for Fasco. He's also very strong. He's just a better tapier or anything that can draw and discard because again you discard cards. You want to discard cards in this deck so that way you have cards in trash to be able to float your Gizmons, or also being able to trigger Asamon.
Mm.
Having a strong inheritable being end of your opponent's turn. Draw one, discard one if you don't have the Tamer. So that way you have a forced way to get Asamon triggered if your opponent does play around your sleep mode.
Hmm.
So we play 4 of that. For the next rookie, we play 3 copies of Psychmon.
Boogeyman
Uh,
card.
yes. Very strong card against the Royal Knight matchup. Against every other matchup, it's okay. Blue Flare this stops. Um, Hunters it kind of stops. As well as Crossheart, this also stops. But
Yeah,
it's primarily for the Royal Knights.
card's been really good in testing on my end too. Like it feels sometimes like Royal Knights just almost folds when they see that, unless they're lucky enough to draw into their out, which they don't play very many of.
Yeah, and if they do draw the out, we have a way to just keep recurring Psychmon, which through the means of Astamon or as well as Calling from Darkness.
Hmm.
So 3 copies of Psychmon is all we need. And our last rookie we do play is one of the BT6 Intmon, being able to discard a card out of your hand to add back sleep modes back into your hand when you're low. Also being able to just lower your hand count if this was played on your opponent's turn, because your opponent does typically tend to play around sleep mode because let's say you have 6 cards in hand, um, and you draw for turn, now you have 7, so you won't trigger rage. In
Mm.
Mon, however, when it's put on their turn, you discard a card, so you go to 5 cards. Um, but if you can choose not to have back sleep mode, so that way you stay at 5, and then you draw for turn, and you're back at 6. But it's
Okay.
typically just there for having back to sleep mode.
That's a really interesting way to like look at that card. Instant like right off the bat, I just think of like, oh, you're just gonna like add back sleep mode, or in the really obscure situation, you're gonna add back rage mode. But I forgot you could actually just choose not to add back a card.
So it helps you keep that hand size low for Rage to be able to OTK next turn.
Yeah, it feels real bad when he can't swing for like 4 damage in a turn.
Correct. So we want to be able to maximize our damage output.
Hmm.
So for the level 4s, we play 4 Gizmon AT. Card's very strong. It's a 2 cost, draw 2, pitch 2. That is one of the most broken effects I've ever read for a purple card.
I can agree with
Uh,
that.
Purple being able to pay 2 memory to draw 2 this card too? Come on. Nothing beats that. So, 4 Gizmon AT, very strong.
Also, like you can like the fact that you can pop, I think it's Fasco for that, and then get
Yeah,
a 3 card filter just feels so good.
yeah, being able to draw 3, discard 3 is off of 2 memory is literally insane.
Right. I forgot he
Uh,
was a 2 memory, not a 3, like XT is, and I'm like, whoa.
yeah, yep, being able to pop anywhere, and you can this destroy your Psychmon first to reduce the
Mm-hmm.
cost. So don't let anybody fool you. You can discard destroy Psychmon first.
One-sided floodgates. Let's go.
Yep. For the other level 4s, we play for scatter mode.
Mm-hmm.
If you're low on hand count or you're trying to dig into your pieces, is always a +1. But yeah, for scatter mode, very strong card. And then of course the Eismon, being able to just play this for free. You can log into Asamon over it or have a free body. That's huge with doing how many scatter modes you have in trash. But yeah, one of Eismon.
That card's broken.
Yes. If it was that more than one copy, I would play more than one copy. But only one.
Facts.
The last level 4, oh, just kidding, I played 2 more level 4s. One being Ogremon. Ogremon's a very strong card this format. Same logic that applies to the Antmon. You can discard a card on their turn, uh, keep your hand size low while also destroying one of the level 4 lower Digimon. Um, it's also very strong. It gets rid of blockers. But yeah, Ogremon,
I can also
strong
see where
card.
that's good to remove the opposing Psychmons before your turn starts.
That's true. That also helps. Or you can just hard play for 5, kill a Psych, and go on with your day. Last card we do play is the one blocker Devimon. The card's very, very, very strong. Being able to keep your Belfmon stack alive if they have a way to remove it through attacking at it. And let's say, for example, you didn't OTK them with Rage, and you end your turn with like a sleep mode on top of your Rage mode,
Mm-hmm.
and they have like two ways to swing over a Belf. You can just stop attack with Belf, and then effect, bring back blocker, and then try to swing over Belf again, just block. Very strong card. Need it as a backup plan just in case.
Also, the one cost Digivolve, I imagine, comes up if you want to Digivolve up into Asta instead of giving them 7.
Correct. It does come up a lot actually. So there are times where I just don't even discard this. I keep this in hand. If I know I have Asta combo next turn, or the same turn, so I just go into Asta for 4 memory instead of paying the 7.
Nice, nice. Also, like going into it, the Digivolve route will keep your Fasco inherited on it, so you'll get the end of turn discard as well if they don't, if you don't have Akihiro in play and stuff like that.
Yeah, maximum value essentially, for sure. But yeah, that's the level 4s. For level 5s, we only play 3 Gizmon XT. The reason why we don't play 4 is because the card is a brick.
Facts.
But we this doesn't draw and discard anything, so there's no reason to play it at 4. It's cool to play a tamer from trash. That's why I always discard my tamers when I can, if I know I have Gizmon XT. But yeah, just three that XT, and also being able to use the tamer effect to play sleep mode for 2 memory because it is a 9 cost. It's
Mm-hmm.
also very strong.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I feel like in most situations you're probably likely to pop AT with Asta, so that way when you go into your opponent's turn, you've got XT as a blocker plus sleep mode,
Correct. So you have a lot coming at them next turn.
right? Plus you got your discard two to potentially bring back Devimon if he's in the trash, so that way you can like 3 blocks plus your security stack. It's a lot to get through, and
Correct.
then knowing that they're probably going to lose on the next turn.
Yeah, and yep, very, very strong card. Of course, speaking of strong cards, probably one of the strongest cards in your deck, Astamon. Being able to go into your sleep mode or rage mode depending on, how the turn goes for free. Very strong and inheritable, being able to just recur your resources. Very, very, very strong card. And the fact that it's on play or when digivolving makes the card even stronger.
This is definitely the reason I think why the deck is actually good, because like being able to cheat your way all the way up into to the sleep mode plus having the inherited, because like you can always just use Akihiro to reduce down to
Correct.
2, but you're not going to have this like sick ass inherited to go with it.
Yeah, exactly. So Astamon is probably the heart and soul of this deck for sure. Whenever I see Astamon, I'm usually in position because I just have so much pressure being applied to my opponent with this card. That's insane. So that's the Astamons. Of course, the main combo for sleep mode or rage mode. Very self-explanatory. If you have 6 or fewer cards in your hand, gets plus 3k, so it's 17 plus security plus 1. So 2 checks, and then also being able to have them end of attack, deleting another Digimon to unsuspend. Being able to trigger your on deletions when you delete another Digimon. A very strong combo is if you have Daemara Hatch next turn, you can just Proto Gizmon for 1, and then swing 17 2 checks, delete the Proto Gizmon to suspend, swing 17 2 checks, and if you get another Digimon play, you swing another Digimon play, Or, another cool thing you can do is if you do have your other Digimon in play, and it survives, you can swing with that the other Digimon first. It survives. Then you do 17 2 checks. Like for example, let's say it was this guy. You just swing here. If it dies, you go into level 5. Doesn't matter. But if it doesn't die, you can just do 17 2 checks, and in effect pop this guy, unsuspend 17 2 more checks, and then of course since they're not dead, this is a blocker, and you also have a sleeve on top, so now you're just protected. So next turn, they have to deal with your border, so just guaranteed lethal next turn. So very strong. But yeah, for rage, and then of course sleep, being able to tuck rage mode underneath to make it unaffected. Being also to negate an attack by discarding 2 cards out of your hand, so that way you do get rage triggers with 6 or fewer cards in your hand. This is also very strong. Digivolving over it for 1 to choke your opponent at 1 if you're at 0 memory. Very, very, very strong cards here. So yeah, 4 rage, 4 sleep. I wouldn't want to play less rages. I think 4 rages is mandatory, and
Right,
4
because
sleep is mandatory.
yeah, because unless you see the rage mode, sleep mode doesn't get its immunity. So, uh,
Exactly.
and I can't believe how broken sleep mode is. Like literally immune to everything. Obviously, if they stick him with an effect that lasts through the turn, then obviously he gets affected by it.
Yeah, like Metal Greymon, Blue Flare. It's so that way Ram Rage can't attack on my turn. It's very strong.
Yep.
Uh, but yeah, like against hunters, they can't even tuck under my sleep mode because it's unaffected. So if they try to tuck with a Restaurant Superior mode, Digimon under my sleep mode, they can't.
Mm-hmm.
So very, very, very strong card. A lot of people were complaining about it. Like, well, sorry, bud. But yeah, those are the level 6s. Sorry. Well, there's 2 Nidhogg's, but I don't treat Nidhogg as a level 6 Digimon. I treat him more as a Hammer Spark,
Yeah.
because that's all he's used for is to gain 1 memory. Um, but yeah, it's very strong to be able to pitch this on your opponent's turn, to gain a memory so it have less memory to play with, or on your turn to extend your plays. Nidhogg is also very strong.
Have you
So
ever
two
stolen
Nidhogg.
a turn with it?
Oh, for sure, like twice.
Quality.
Quality, yeah. They'll put like I don't know, Agumon for 3, promote a Marcus, and then when they swing, I'm like, okay, negate, pitch and hog, pass turn, my turn, swing, swing, swing.
Whew.
But yeah, double hog. For tamers, of course, triple Kitty Hole. Uh, Very strong tamer, being able to just end of your opponent's turn, draw one, pitch one, and if they have a level 6 in play, you can place under your Belfmon to be able to attempt to destroy it. Against decks like Alphamon, where they have protection immunity for um, one destruction, I tend to have 2 of these on field as fast as possible, so that way I can pop their Alphamon. So, yep, triple Kitty Hole is very
Those
strong.
foils look sick.
Thank you. Yeah. Also, I forgot the, of course, reduction effects with sleep mode, being able to display a sleep mode for 2 memory strong or 5 memory, depending on which Gizmon you have on field.
Hmm.
So if you don't have Asta, the Gizmons also get you there.
I like how he's not once per turn.
He's not.
So like
He's not.
if you got like double sleep and then you have a full geese package in your trash, you can make 2 of them and make them have to get through 2 of them.
Yeah. That's insane. But yeah, 3 of those. Only one Matt Ishida. I think this is the worst card in my deck. I did a last minute decision at Gen Con to play this as a one of to test it out and see. Every time I had it in my hand, I discarded it from my hand. I never really needed it. Paying 4 memory in this deck is way too much to just grab one card back. This card is way too. This deck's way too fast for a slow card like Matt Ishida. So if I were to change it, it would be a 3rd memory boost again, like I had in my current list for the regional at PPG. But just for Gen Con, I played this as a one-off, and yeah, didn't fully. And plus, you don't want to grab back cards in your hand because the whole purpose of this deck is to keep your hand size low. So
Hmm.
it was just a test to see how it went. Yeah, definitely the worst card in my deck was Magishida. So yeah, change that to a 3rd memory boost.
Also, like you don't
Sweet.
need the 3 memory in most cases, so like even if they put you to 2, you're like, okay, most of my plays cost 2 anyway.
Correct. Or again, if you're at 1, you have mem boost, you go to 3 anyway, so it's like you're not
Hmm.
really getting mad. But yeah, for other broken cards, this
Yeah.
this is a one of course it has to be. But very strong card, being able to just bring back your sleep modes, bring back your Nidhoggmons, bring back just any strong card, honestly. Bring back an Asta to go on Asta plays, bring back Psychmon for matchups like the cross matchups or Royal Knights. Very strong card overall.
There have been a couple of
So
games where I was testing it and I would bring back double Nidhogg with it, and they're like, oh, that seems good.
yeah. So you just stop their turn by just discarding 2 Nidhoggs with sleep mode.
Also, it gives you a second copy of Eismon.
Yep, or you can add back the Eismon, and then when the card's discarded, you just pitch the Eismon, go into Astamon for 3, and just, do your whole thing again.
Feels super good.
Yeah, definitely one calling in this deck. 2 memory boost, which shows a 3rd. Cards very strong, being able to just go through your deck, see what piece you're missing, and then add it to your hand, and then depending on if you need to discard it or not, you have ways with your deck that can just discard them and go on with your day. But yeah, 2 memory boost, very strong card. Being able to just also crack, go to 3, and let's say for example, I wanted to keep an attack on my field. If I had Rage Mode and one Digimon, I can just crack this, go to 3, and hard play a rookie for 3 that I can't
Hmm.
swing obviously because it doesn't have rush, and then I'll swing my Rage Mode and then delete that rookie so that way I have the extra swing that was already stayed on field.
Yep, I can definitely imagine where like you'd crack the Mem boost, drop Proto Giz, get its effect, and then just pop it and go into AT right after that.
Yep, with Rage Mode popping in and then go to AT, draw to just free value. But yeah, 2 memory boost. For the last card of my deck, 3 Gift of Darkness. This is the only card in your deck that gets rid of level 7s.
Hmm.
Because you no longer plays Wart. So, but yeah, 3 Gift of Darkness is a very strong card, being able to just pop their, like, or UK mode, their Death X, Quartzmon, stuff like that, and then going to sleep right after
Right.
is the most broken thing ever. So that way, oh, I killed you level 7 and I get to have an unaffected body on your turn. Good luck. But yeah,
I
3 gifts.
I was originally only on 2 of that, but I heavily agree with you on that. Like 3 copies, you got to see it sometimes, and like if you're up against those matchups where the sevens are in play and you can't remove them, you need to at least have your out. So
Yeah, exactly. And also being having this at three is a higher chance of being security, so it's a security bomb. If you're trying to
mhm.
draw and discard your cards, you don't see your pieces fast enough. Being having a security bomb, so that way you keep up the pace is very strong too.
Yep, I do remember. I think your PPG list had a Zwart in it. Why'd you end up cutting that?
Zwart. I don't know what was worse, Zwart or Magishita. Those cards are both useless in a Buffmon deck. Uh, Zwart being able to just pay 6 memory to essentially do nothing feels bad. Um, yeah, I never used the effect of Zwart to be able to have a. It's a win more card. It never actually truly did its purpose, which theoretically is supposed to save me,
Hmm.
but it never performed that action. It was just a dead card. Every time I had Zwart in my hand, I would just discard it. It never really, lived to its purpose. Same thing with Matt. Matt is just a card that, again, it was just the worst version of calling, and yeah, I never really did anything except for starting me at three and being a tamer that I didn't want on field because I got a back a card in my hand and I can't trigger rage. So
Right.
those cards aren't good in the both mon list in my opinion.
I do kind of agree with you on Zwart because like the most optimal play Zwart could ever make for you is like you go into sleep mode for 2 of Hero, and then you with immunity on it, which is cool. You Digivolve into Zwart, and then you Zwart bring out double Asta, and then make double sleep mode. But that's so much setup.
It's too much for, again, it's a win more card. It just
Yeah.
doesn't really do anything except for win more.
In most cases, you should be winning with just the single sleep mode. So yeah, giving them 6 memory to, I guess, have a flashier win button, like
Yeah, exactly.
feels kind of
It just
bad.
doesn't really do anything. But yeah, that's the list.
Deck's pretty fire. I'm not gonna lie. Um,
Thanks.
out here just like wrecking tournaments left and right with it. Um, now regarding matchups, I mean it's obvious that like you have a, I would assume probably like a high percentage win rate against Royal Knights with this.
Correct.
Um,
Uh,
what are some matchups that you, or I guess what are some other matchups that you find quite like fruitful on your side?
Majority of the meta, if I'm being honest with you, it's all about how you navigate through your matchups and how you go through your turns and know how to pilot the deck essentially. Um, every deck of the format you should have a positive win record against, except for Shine Greymon. Shine Greymon is one of your tougher matchups because it's just a faster version of what you play.
Mm-hmm.
And also, if you don't have setup, you're just dead in the water. Um, I think the only 50-50 matchup this format that Belf has would be Blue Flare, because of the Metal Greymon being able to stun your rage mode is very strong. But also you have a lot of ways to protect yourself through the means of sleep mode negates, as well as all the blockers and the Ogremon popping at level 4s and stuff like that. So you have a lot of protection with this deck, but also them stopping your rage aggro is also very strong. So it's only 50-50. Um, a matchup that's 60-40, 60 in your favor is Mirage. If they have full line in the beginning where they can just bounce your Gizmons while you're trying to Gizmon set up, it's gonna be behind. But other than you primarily beating the Mirage matchup anyways. For Shine, the only recommendation I would say in terms of piloting through against that matchup would be knowing when to stop their attacks. Um, if you know you have 5 or 4 security, um, they can only lethal you if they have burst mode. So you always would want to stop the Marcus security +1 attacks
Mm-hmm.
with like a blocker, Gizmon, or Belfmon. Of course, if your Gizmon's been DP reduced to 0. But yeah, always try to negate the Marcus security +1s as much as you can, because all that chip damage is very bad for you because they can just end the game with burst mode because they can just trash one thing per game.
Yeah.
So try to stop those attacks as much as possible. Um, Yeah, see if you can draw into your combo as fast as possible. Um, if you have to get him some memory for Asimon, do it, because then he puts them on a clock. So that way, oh, okay, now I have to deal with Rage Mode swinging for 4 checks next turn. So, do try to do as much as you can so that way they're forced in a predicament where they have to overextend their field, because then what happens is Rage Mode takes advantage of that and deletes all level 5 or lowers, as well as the Tamer being able to pop the level 6 Shine Greymons.
Yep,
So yeah,
I can definitely see where that's probably like effectively what you're saying is like you force them to have to way overcommit by just putting on the pressure early.
correct. So that way they feel like they have to commit, since they're going to be behind soon, swinging for 4 checks or 5, depending on your uh, board and how they clear it.
Right, and Shine doesn't always just blow up in your face on turn three. They actually take a good amount of setup sometimes. So like
Yeah,
if they're not like high rolling the crap out of you, they're gonna have a lot of trouble if you're going at even remotely the pace you want to be at.
correct. Correct. So if they don't kill you by turn 3, they're going to kill you by turn 4 or 5. So you have to watch out.
I guess one matchup I'd like to touch on a little more was Blue Flare because
Okay.
it does seem very much like the Boogeyman deck right now because like everything loses to Sorai. Um,
Uh,
so like
yeah, I can. That definitely hurts. Sora being able to strip my Astamon source when I go into rage, if it's insecurity, is very strong too. Like, oof, that hurts. Also, Sora being able to stop my Gizmons from swinging.
mm,
Uh, yeah, so Sora is pretty good against my deck. Um, but the only thing I'm truly like afraid of, honestly, is just the Metal Greymon again, because it stops my rage, and the whole purpose of this deck is to aggro, and that's the main aggro card is rage. So if they can stop rage for a turn, I have to see, I have to manage my resources properly, in terms of getting as many sleeps as possible without overextending my sleeps, and stuff like that.
I imagine also in that matchup you could do the slow Digivolve plan and
Yeah,
make sleep mode that way, so that way it has a full line under it, and on the turn where it's immune, they can't Sorai, and then you just hope to, you hope to God they don't have Sorai in their security when you go for game.
yeah, exactly. That, and again, it just depends on how fast they go too, because Blue Flare can go pretty fast sometimes. With the level 6, being able to spend and then swing again, and having 2 checks, depending on how many Digimon you're on the field and all that stuff.
Yeah, or even three if they've got Metal Gray X, and then they're just doing 5 damage in a turn.
Yeah, it's it does a lot of damage too, so that's why it's like the only deck that I feel it's more of a 50-50 and anything. It just depends on who sees what in what scenarios.
Okay. Um, Well, on that note, do you have any other recommendations or any other changes you would like to maybe try with this?
Yeah. Other than just cutting the Matt Yoshida for a third memory boost, um, people have been trying to tell me to try out the mill cards like Analog Youth or Doberman. Again, I'm open to trying things. I just think that this deck primarily is a draw and discard deck. I don't really think that playing mill cards is the way this deck should be played. But again, I'm willing to try Doberman. I'm willing to try Analog Youths. But this only the only actual change I'd make as of right now, of course, would be just a Manishita. I figure this deck is as close to being perfect as possible, except for that one mat. I can try different ratios of cards, but through tournaments and stuff, this deck has performed very well. Yeah.
Alrighty then. Well, on that note, do you have any final comments about the deck or even any of the events that you've gone through?
Yeah, just shout out to my locals over in Southwest Florida, Dragon's Lair and Cool Comics and Games. They help me play test a lot, to help me get regional ready with this deck, because it was with PPG regional was the first BT13 tournament of the set, so I had to do a lot of practice for that, and yeah, we got there.
Hey, good to hear it, and glad to just see the onslaught I see on the Facebook groups when I see you just winning events left and right. So, hey,
Yeah.
congratulations, and are you going to Nats?
Yes, I'll be going to Nats, depending on where it is. But hey, if it's California again, we'll be going there. If it's Texas, we'll be there. Yeah.
Uh, cool. All right, man. Well, thank you very much for the interview, and you have a great day.
Hey, you too. Thank you.
Yep. If you enjoyed that video and want to see more, feel free to click on the most recent video link on the left side of the video, or just go to my channel link and check out all the awesome Digimon content I have for you there. While you're there, smash the subscribe button for me so we can keep the channel going. Also, more content on my TikTok about Digimon news, card releases, and just general rants about the card game, and the occasional random video. Don't forget to answer the question of the week at the bottom of this video down in the comment section, and as always, have a diabolical day.